something that you drank from.
Oh.
But if you have a drink that
We're live.
drink.
Okay. بسم الله والصلاة والسلام على رسول الله
I know you don't want
وعلى آله وصحبه أجمعين. Cut it out, you two. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Walaikum assalam wa rahmatullahi
Juma
wa
Mubarak to
barakatuh.
everybody. So we're gonna start off today with going over homework.
Yeah.
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So let me. You see the TV remote over there?
No.
Find it. Find somewhere in this world. There's a
So
TV
I have a
remote.
question.
Yes.
Oh, it's over there.
So you know how we're supposed to read Surah Al-Kahf, right? For Jummah? So why did Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, right, make a surah about Jummah, but then not put Surah Kahf like right after it?
That's a cool question. Surah Al-Jum'ah was revealed actually when the Prophet ﷺ was in Medina.
Oh, okay.
And Surah Al-Kahf was given to the Prophet ﷺ when he was still in Mecca.
Oh, okay.
And Surah Al-Jum'ah is about why the Jum'ah prayer is important.
Yeah.
But Surah Al-Kahf is actually not about the Jum'ah prayer.
Oh.
It's I think the way you can think about that sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ to recite Surah Al-Kahf every Friday is that the lessons inside Surah Al-Kahf were some things that the Prophet ﷺ wanted Muslims to remember regularly. And especially as the centuries change and the decades and the centuries change, the world's going to keep changing. And when Muslims go through different changes, different societies, different cultures, they're going to start to forget some very important lessons easily. And so the recommendation of going through Surah Al-Kahf, reciting it, is not just for good deeds, but also because it has some things that we're going to need in the future.
Oh, okay.
Right? So that's what that's about. And so the subjects in the Quran aren't, this is the area in the Quran that talks about Jumu'ah, or that's the place in the Quran that talks about Musa, and that's the part in the Quran that talks about Allah's laws, halal and haram food, etc. Right? So the laws in the Quran, like for example, let's talk about food laws, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to give you some of these little bits of information, and I'll over time ask you over and over, see if you can remember. So Maryam and Ahmed, stay with me. Maryam, already interested in the middle of the table? All right, and pull your chair in so that doesn't happen. Coming closer, yeah. Keep going. Yeah, that's way better. Now there's
good job.
They did a fantastic job.
So smooth.
Yeah, he was doing a fantastic job. Yeah. But anyway, so the conversation about halal and haram food happens in the Quran 3 times. How many times?
3.
3 times. The second surah in the order of the Quran, Baqarah, and then the 5th surah, Ma'idah, and then the 6th surah, An'am, 2, 5, and 6. Okay?
Yeah.
What are the 3 surahs?
2, 5, and 6.
2, 5, and 6. But that's not the order in which Allah gave them. The number 6 is actually a Makki surah, so that was given the earliest. And then came Baqarah, which is number 2. And then one of the last surahs given to the Prophet was Ma'idah, which is number 5.
Yeah.
Right? So what I'm trying to get at is the subjects in the Quran are not all in one place. They're spread out, and there's a reason for that. So inshallah, as we're studying language, one of the things we're going to study, like we did a little bit of iltifat, right? I kind of introduced you to that article little by little. I won't overwhelm you with that one article. We're going to go little by little pieces of that article when time permits. But that's one kind of study of the Quran. Now, what are these things called? Just so we have a title for them. We're studying grammar, right?
Yeah.
So we're studying the grammar and morphology.
Yes.
What that means is nahu
And
sarf. Those are the big English words for it, grammar and morphology. They use the word grammar, and another big word they use also is syntax. Syntax is more about sentences and how sentences are put together. Oh, you scooted back again. No. You're going to stay forward. You're going to miss that little piece of wood.
there.
Okay.
Sounds like a best friend.
So yeah, grammar, syntax, and morphology, nahu and sarf, right?
Yeah. What's morphology?
Morphology is how a word morphs.
Oh, okay.
How does it morph from the aslama family to the allama family to the jahada family?
Oh, okay.
So you know the word morphing, right?
Yeah.
Right. So that's morphology.
Oh, okay.
The ology is the science of something or the knowledge of something.
Yeah.
Right. So the biology is the study of life. Bio is life. Okay.
feel like we could have came up with a better name, but
we didn't come up with that. That's the English side of things. We like Nahu and Sarf.
Yeah, Nahu and Sarf, like
That's so much cooler. But then this other stuff is we study Quran as literature. Okay, so when we study Quran as literature, what does that mean? That means, hey, this is basically about the style of the Quran. Okay.
Yeah.
And balagha is part of that, but there are other parts of that too. But style of the Quran is how is the Quran organized, or how come the subjects, the third person became first person. Like iltifat is part of Quran as literature.
Yeah.
Right. We're gonna look at different, maybe 20, 30 different things that we're gonna study under Quran as literature. Balagha will be part of that, and other things will be part of that too. It's organization, it's storytelling, it's rhymes. We're going to look at its word choice. Like sometimes, what's another word for angry in English?
Mad.
Good. Mad. Amani, what's another word for happy in English?
Joyful.
Okay, joyful. But if somebody says, I'm so mad, and somebody else says, I'm so angry, we would think basically they're saying the same thing.
Yeah.
Right? What happens in Quran is sometimes Allah has 5 or 6 different words for angry.
Yeah.
Or 5 or 6 different words for sad. Or happy, or whatever word, right? And he'll use one of those words over here and one of those other words over there, one of those, and the dictionary tells us, the English translation tells us they're all the same.
Yeah.
But each one of them is different.
Yeah.
So we're gonna, when we learn sarf and we learn sarf well, then we're gonna be able to go into the juzur, the 3 letters that we keep putting in sarf, and go digging into them and finding out what are these 3 letters that give us anger. How are they different from those other 3 letters that also give us anger?
Yeah.
And why is Allah talking about this kind of anger here and that kind of anger there?
Yeah.
Right? So that's another kind of style of Quran study. So right now, the more we get good at grammar and morphology, the better we're going to get at the Quran as literature stuff, which is the juicy stuff. That's the stuff that, I went through the article. So many of you sent me an email, comments and whatever. That was awesome with the ship thing was amazing. Please, more articles. Yes, you want the juicy stuff. I get it. But you can't have the juicy stuff until you do the hard work, which is really mastering the Nahu and the Sarf and getting good at that. Okay. So I haven't pushed the memorization on YouTube for a couple of days, but tomorrow I am testing you on memorization. So I want all 8 families, and then I want the 6 small families too.
All right.
Yep. How's it going, by the way? Are you doing any of that? No, you're not. Your face told me you're not. So.
No, I have the paper in my room.
You have the paper in your room.
Yeah,
that's so cool.
Whenever in my room, I just say.
How many have you done?
One.
I've
done Nasara.
Fataha.
Fataha, Nasara, Fataha, Inqalaba.
Or Inqalaba is the big one. The small ones, which ones have you done?
Oh,
I think I've done like
Nawashtiya?
Like I need to perfect it though. Like it's a bit stuttery.
Okay, so tomorrow I want to hear all 8. And the day after, I want to hear all 6.
Okay.
Saturday and Sunday.
Right.
And I'm going to grade this. So tomorrow is an oral exam.
Yeah.
And you get a total of, it's 8 families, right? So 8 families means 80 points. Every mistake is a -1.
Okay.
So every time you, -1. Well, minus half. If you say the wrong word, it's -1.
Okay.
But you can recover that point by starting over.
Okay.
That's going to be let's see how they do.
Okay.
And I won't tell you what family is coming next. Like you can say, what was the next one? What was that? No, you got to remember what the all 8 are.
Yeah.
So you better help each other today get the 8 down.
Yeah.
Okay. You guys can take your time, memorize, because you're in the ummah, so you're mashallah used to laziness. But they're imprisoned over here. So I'm going to make sure that they are beat up into the sarf. So you don't have to feel depressed that you didn't do it. But if you're good Muslims, you'll do it. No, I'm kidding. You're not good by doing that. I'm sure you're good. Or am I? Anyway, let's start with our homework.
Yes.
What numbers did I give you?
1 through 40. It wasn't even
all of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yep.
Allah. Okay.
After I watched the video and I found out what I had to do, it was alhamdulillah pretty easy.
Okay. So what did you have to do?
You gotta put the u out on it.
Okay, so nunazzilu becomes?
Nunazzalu.
Right. Nunazzilu, we send down. Nunazzalu, we are being sent down, which makes less sense, but
Yeah.
You better be sure. I don't want to hear I've done all 14, but I'm not sure. That doesn't fly here. نقاتل.
نقاتل.
Good job. That's the مضارع. مضارع means present tense.
Yeah.
Okay. Now let's make you a little bit more sophisticated. When something is passive, we say, now you got to say this after me, مبني للمجهول.
مبني
للمجهول.
Yes. I'll transliterate it so you guys can butcher it properly.
I think I had it like 50%.
مبني
No, you
لل
للمجهول.
Okay.
Okay.
مبني للمجهول.
Yeah.
That's not even close to what you said.
Say it again.
مبني للمجهول.
Yep. So مبني للمجهول means passive.
Yeah.
So I'll stop using the word passive. Now I'm going to say what?
مبني للمجهول.
Now I said this in class, and now I'm going to get about 40 emails today that say, Ustad, what does مبني للمجهول mean? And I'm just going to read that email and say, you clearly did not read or listen to the lecture today.
Yeah.
Or you were battling something, or you were swallowing boiled eggs. Something else was going on while I was explaining that mabni lil majhul means passive. Because every single day, what I spend 20 minutes explaining in class, I get an email from somebody saying, Ustad, I don't understand what do you mean past tense? And I just look at it like, are we in the same? Because this is not class. This is class. This is not a video you can passively listen to. Unless you're fully in, I can't help. And then I have to write nice emails because I don't know who's on the other side. I don't know if somebody they have those anime drawn big eyes with the tears waiting to come out. They do that. So if I say, why didn't you listen to the lecture? Whatever, and some people write me terrified emails. They're like, Ustad, I know you're going to destroy me if I ask this question, but I'm really scared to ask. And I say, ask, go ahead. Now go ahead, do it. And then they ask their question. It's not a bad question. But what I'm saying is, when I'm teaching you something in class, I expect to not have questions. You can have questions about, hey, you said this in class and I didn't get it. But when clearly you don't remember what I said in class, there's a problem. Okay, so mabni lil majhul means passive. What does it mean?
مبني للمجهول means passive.
Means passive. Okay. So now, we used to say present passive, and we used to say past passive, right? But we are now, mashallah, in the PhD program. So the present is called mudari'. That's not a new word. We did this before, but we didn't practice it too much. What's it called? Mudari'. So present passive will be called mudari' mabni lil majhul. Ooh, that's a big one.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
You try.
مضارع مبني
للمجهول.
للمجهول.
مضارع مبني للمجهول. Say it again.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Do it.
مضارع
مبني
للمجهول.
Okay. مضارع مبني للمجهول. Why don't you write it out in English over here? Because if you write it in Arabic, then you'll think, when did I learn to write Mandarin? So مضارع مبني لل majhul.
You have like really good handwriting.
Thanks.
Oh,
Okay.
I see what you did with the glasses. Sneak.
Okay. Now Madi. And then this is the same.
Okay.
Okay. Madi means past tense. Mudari' means present tense. So how do you say present passive? You say mudari' mabni lil majhul. This is present passive. And this one is past passive. What do you mean, you got that?
Yeah.
I'm writing it for him because his handwriting is mashallah. Yours is good handwriting. His looks like I'll come up with a troll. I'll wait. It's Friday. Okay. Mariam, actually, no. Ahmed, go run and get Brother Sekou and get him to get the TV to work because I can't see what the Ummah is saying. Okay. So now we're gonna get used to. Can I write it in English? Yes, I can. Can you write it in English? Anyway, مضارع مبني للمجهول, that's present passive, and ماضي مبني للمجهول is past passive. You guys both got that?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Okay. مضارع مبني للمجهول and ماضي مبني للمجهول. All right. That's the word we're going to use. So basically, this exercise was to take the مضارع and turn the مضارع into مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Yeah.
That's what the exercise was. So I'm going to say it so many times that you will feel like you're being hypnotized by this word, and you'll say it in your sleep. Eventually, you'll form a cult, and when you meet each other in your secret meetings, the guy will open the sliding door. Who goes there? And you'll say مضارع مبني للمجهول. Come on in. That's going to be the code. So تنهميراني. What's the مضارع مبني للمجهول?
Oh, there's none.
There is none. Maryam wrote one.
No, I think I wrote the same. Oh, no, never mind. I wrote one.
Can't do that one because it's in qalaba yanqalibu inqilaban family, and that means it does not have a mabni lil majhul. Okay, this family never has a mabni lil majhul. Alrighty, let's go on.
Number 4.
تجتنبون.
Oh, تجتنبون.
Yes, تجتنبون would be the مضارع what? Something.
مضارع مجهول no
مضارع للمجهول.
No.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
مضارع مبني للمجهول is تجتنبون. Very nice. فيستأذن هو المضارع. ما هو المبني للمجهول؟
يستأذن
مضارع
مبني للمجهول.
الله، تحدثنا بالعربية. تتظاهرون يا مريم. ما هو المضارع المبني للمجهول؟
to
نعم.
to
Oh my god, it tickles when you speak Arabic.
how do you say that one?
To
Say it.
I don't know how to say it.
You know how to read that?
No, I know how to read. It's just that one letter that I don't know how to say.
Look at it. It's much
letter.
bigger here.
Is
You
it?
had to make it oo-ah, right?
Yeah.
So check it out. The oo you did in the
Yeah.
beginning. The rest of it was already ah, so you had nothing to do.
Okay. Yeah.
So two. So when the moment I speak in Arabic, you turn into somebody who worked at Starbucks. Two tazaharuna, coming right up. Huh? Go ahead. Yes.
Tutadha.
Tutadha.
It's so hard to say. There's too many. Okay.
Tutadha. 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 Tutadha.
Tutadha.
Yes.
Haruna.
تتظاهرون هو المضارع المبني للمجهول. جميل. يتنازعان. I want you to say يتنازعان, then say يتنازعان مضارع مبني للمجهول. Sound like you're giving a khutbah.
يتنازعان ومبني.
No, not مضارع.
Oh, مضارع.
تصححك.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
صح. Okay. تنافق. ما هو المضارع المبني للمجهول؟ تنافق.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
صحيح.
I don't know what that means.
تنبتنا. It means it's passive. It's a present passive.
Oh.
You just said this word is the present passive.
Oh, okay.
You dropped it in Arabic.
تنبتنا.
تنبتنا. Impress me.
مبني للمجهول.
الله. تنبتنا مضارع مبني للمجهول.
تستغفر مضارع مبني للمجهول.
تستغفر مضارع مبني للمجهول. صحيح.
صحيح وين؟
Correct.
Oh, okay.
تتربصان.
تتربصان.
مضارع
مبني للمجهول. I'm so cool.
No, yeah, you know you have an Arabic Quran teacher, right?
Yeah.
He's an Arab? Not an Arabic Quran teacher. No, it's not. Okay. You have an Arab Quran teacher, right?
Yeah.
You can just say a word and say like, well, don't do this in the beginning of class. Then he'll get excited, start talking to you in Arabic, and you'll be like, ugh. So at the end of class, yes, you're about to leave. Ustad. ننزل مضارع مبني للمجهول, and then run away. Don't give him a chance to say anything, because if you start saying Alhamdulillah تعلمت شيئا من العربية كيف عرفت, no. Then you're going to be like قل هو الله أحد الله الصمد لم يلد ولم يولد. So before it gets to that, just drop that and be like fake impressive and just run. Okay. نستكبر.
Which one?
نستكبر صحيح.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
تنتشرين. Ooh, that's for Maryam because she likes the taz. Number 16.
Wait, 6. Oh, okay. تنتشرين. تنتشرين.
This part, Ina, was from, Anti Tansurina. The beginning, Ina ending.
Yeah.
So that's not part of Sarf.
Okay.
This is just to remind you, this is the Iqtaraba family. So this is the Fa letter. This is the Ain letter. And this is the Lam letter.
Yeah.
This is, I don't know, I'm writing the letter F. Fa, Ain, and this guy is Lam.
Why is your mouse handwriting better than my actual handwriting?
I've done lots of stuff with my mouse. I used to be a designer, so I did a lot of Photoshop stuff. So yeah. So تنتشرين is مضارع مبني للمجهول. Okay. تصغرون.
تتخاص.
Actually, I'll give you a hint. I don't know what word you're doing right now, because look at the screen.
17.
15.
That's 15.
Yeah, and you're doing what? 17?
17. Yeah, aren't we on 15?
I'm working backwards. I do weird things on the screen.
Okay.
You gotta keep up with the weirdness. Okay. So تصغرون, let me give you a hint that shall change your world. This is from the Karuma family. This is from the Karuma family. صغور يصغر صغارا فهو صغير. Karuma family does not have a second line.
Oh,
In Qalaba family does not have a second line?
Yeah, you can't do this then.
That's right. There is no مضارع مبني للمجهول for تصغرون. You didn't know that, so I told you it's from that family, because it could be like نصر ينصر also, right?
Yeah.
So تصغر could be like تنصر. So, but it is the Karuma family, and I'm letting you know that. Okay. So now number 14. تقتتلان.
تقتتلان.
تقتتلان ما هو؟
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
هذا هو ما شاء الله. تقتتلان مضارع مبني للمجهول.
13.
تتفرقون.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
مضارع
مبني للمجهول.
It's getting easier to say, isn't it?
Yeah.
The brainwashing works.
Not for all.
تتخاصمان.
تتخاصمان مضارع مبني للمجهول.
لا مجهول. مجهول. There's a ha that comes from over here, like when you eat a mint, right?
Yeah.
Right? But there's a ha that comes from your stomach.
Yeah.
This is the ha that comes from your stomach. Like,
Okay.
You don't laugh at someone and say ha 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 ha. No, you say ha ha ha.
Yeah.
That's the ha. This is the majhul.
مجهول.
No, you went up here too. You squeeze. No, majhul. Just breathe. Majhul. No.
What are you doing?
I don't know why you're doing that. You're stressing yourself out.
مجهول.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. There you go. I got it. There.
Do you say hook?
Yeah.
Can you say hook?
Hook.
Why are you not saying hook? I said hook, right? Can you say hool?
Hool.
No, hool. Hook?
Hook.
Hool? Okay, majhul. Okay.
Oh, there
all
you
right,
go.
that's it. You're making it like, maybe it'll sound more Arabic if I like you won't. So مضارع مبني للمجهول. Okay, يفرقان.
يفرقان مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Allah, so much better.
Yeah.
أحسنت تحسنت جيدا. Okay, يسبح. يسبح مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Whoa.
Something's happening. ينطلقون.
ينطلقون مبني مضارع مبني للمجهول.
مضارع مبني للمجهول. Very good. مضارع مبني للمجهول. This is not the ينقلب family. Or is it actually? It is ينقلب family. We can't make a مضارع مبني للمجهول. Yeah.
Okay,
Because it's the انقلب family, it doesn't have one.
Yeah.
ليس له مضارع مبني للمجهول. تتبرآن. Number 24.
Oh, 24.
Numero 24.
تتبرآن مضارع مبني للمجهول. That's the faster.
ينظر.
ينظر
مضارع مبني للمجهول. يا مريم. 22. تنفقنا.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
اوكي. نستعجل. لا ابدا لا.
Which one? Oh wait, you can't because it's.
Yeah, you can.
You can?
Totally.
نستعجل
صحيح.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
تتبعين.
تتبعين
مضارع مبني للمجهول. تتقطعين
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
It's sounding like Arabic now. نحشر
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Now, the ain, for some of you, it's hard to pronounce. Some of you are from Western backgrounds. We have a lot of students from Europe, a lot of students from Canada and the United States. Some of you are of European descent or of non-Asian or non-Arab and non-African descent. And in your cultures, the ain is not very common. In fact, even for Afghanis and for people from South Asia, the ain is not a common letter, right? So we say ain, alhamdulillahi rabbil alameen, not al-alameen, right? So how do you get the ain to come out properly? First of all, don't over ain Arabic. So just put the ain where the ain goes and not everywhere else, right? But the way you can think about the ain is, you ever go to the dentist?
Yeah.
And they hold your mouth open and they put the X-ray thingy inside your mouth. And they say, now open wide. And you're like, that is ain.
Yeah.
Okay? It makes you squeeze your throat. And you just go ain.
Yeah.
Okay. So مضارع. Say it.
مضارع.
Yeah, it's better. مضارع مبني للمجهول.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Nice.
Took me like 4 months to
Get the ain?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I'm Afghan.
أفغان. نغادر. نغادر.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
صحيح. يبين. Number 32.
يبين.
لا يبين لا.
يبين.
لا. يبين.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
I'm still working on the
صححتك. She corrected you.
Yeah.
Man, she's on a roll nowadays. تنفخ. I just did it for you, unfortunately. تنفخ مضارع
مبني للمجهول.
Like it. تكفر.
تكفر
مضارع مبني للمجهول. يرسل مضارع مبني للمجهول. يتأذن مضارع مبني للمجهول. Very good. UJ, you are ignoring us. We are nothing without you. That was pretty dramatic. Are you getting anything? People are just answering, it looks like.
Yeah, they're handling their own problems, so
yeah,
obsolete now.
I'm so proud of the Ummah right now. We're working together.
تذكرون
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
You know, one of the most awkward moments for me in classes, one time I was teaching sarf, and I started teaching like difficult sarf, and I did sarf of a difficult word just to show how it's done. And one student genuinely, he goes, "I'm really proud of you, Ustad. That's really good." And he wasn't trolling me. He was that serious. He was like, "That's really good. You should be proud of yourself." And I was like, "Thanks." And is there a role reversal that just happened? That
I'm not aware.
I'm so proud of you.
ورفعه
Well, thank you.
مضارع مبني للمجهول.
Yeah, now let's do the families. And if we can just do these 40, I'm happy. The family stuff work is done. Okay. ننزل.
ينزل. This is like علم.
Therefore, I want the ماضي مضارع and مصدر.
أنزل ينزل
ننزل.
Somebody said my wife said مضارع مبني للمجنون. No, she ain't talking about no grammar. She's talking about you. Okay, so ننزل نزل
ينزل تنزيلا
تعليما. Wait, نزل ينزل. I was happy. Wait. نزل ينزل علم يعلم. I got it. The third word should start with ta because it's تعليما.
تنزيلا.
That's it. You guys are saying Tuna Zealand,
Yeah.
New Zealand. You're giving me all kinds of stuff, but you're not giving me تعليما تنزيلا. Remember, علم يعلم, when you make the masdar, it's going to have a ta in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so that solves your problem. نزل ينزل تنزيلا. Well done. نقاتل.
It's like
Let's hear the ummah. Hey, ummah, write it up. نقاتل. What's the ماضي مضارع مصدر?
It's like جاهد, right? جاهد.
Yeah. What's the ummah going to say? These classes are far, far better than my online classes. Wallah. This is an online class. Wallah. Okay. قاتل يقاتل قتالا ومقاتلة. That's correct. قاتل يقاتل قتالا ومقاتلة. Now I'm going to say the answers. You're going to listen carefully. تنهميران. And you're going to focus. Everybody's going to focus. And where you get stuck, you will ask Jawad, or if you guys didn't get it, you'll be honest with yourselves before you're honest with me.
Okay.
You'll be honest with yourselves and say, wait, Ustad, I didn't get that one.
Okay.
I expect that from both of you.
Yeah. Okay.
If you don't do that, I consider that dishonesty.
Okay.
What do I consider that?
Dishonesty.
When you don't understand something and you don't ask me, I consider that dishonesty.
Yeah.
You know why? Because I work really hard on teaching, and I can't teach if my student doesn't tell me when they don't understand something. Yes? So I'm being honest with you. I need you guys to be honest with me. And there's no shame in not understanding. I don't know, you didn't understand? I got a little carried away. But I'm saying, I'm just saying, it's okay for you not to understand.
Yeah.
I need to find something else to throw for dramatic purpose. Just have some markers here. Just keep them. Okay. That was okay. That's better. Okay. So tanhamirani is in hamara, yanhamiru inhimaran. In hamara, yanhamiru inhimaran. Let me show you the process, how I discovered that. Tanhamirani is clearly a present tense. These are all present tenses.
Yes.
You want to first take it back to the hua version. To take it back to the hua version, you got to get rid of the ani.
Yeah.
Because that's not the hua version. And you got to replace the ta with something else, with the ya. Because the hua version starts with ya. So I'm going to pretend to read yanhamiru. Yanhamiru. Which is like yanqalibu.
Yeah.
Right? That's why I know that it's the inqalaba family. Okay. And so in hamara, like in qalaba, that family always begins with in. So I'm going to say in, then these are the three letters I'm going to use. In ha ma ra. Yan ha mi ru. In hi maran. It's always the same three letters. In hamara, yan hamiru, in himaran. Does that make sense to everybody?
Yeah.
How I found out that it's the inqalaba family? Because if you follow that process, you'll get the answer even without me, right? That's the whole goal. Why not yan? No, we're not making passives anymore. We're discovering the family now. We're moved on from the making passives business. Now we're looking at the word and trying to figure out what family does it come from. And once we figure out the family, I want the madi, the mudari, the masdar. Okay? You guys have memorized the full sarf. How do you make the command? How do you make forbidding? You've done all that. But I would just want the madi, mudari, and masdar, right? So yajtanibuna or tajtanibuna, sorry, my first step will be I want to make this the huwa version.
Yeah.
To make this the huwa version, I'm going to pretend this isn't there, and I'm going to pretend that the ta is an actual right? So this isn't there. So yajtanibu. So it begins with ya, so it can't be the first three families because they begin with you. It can't be yata'allamu because that one has a shadda and this does not. Can't be yatasa'alu because that one has an alif and this does not. Right? Then there's yaqtaribu, which is a pretty good match for yajtanibu. It couldn't be the yanqalibu family because the yanqalibu family wants to have a noon. There's no noon here. But Ustad, there's a noon later. Yes, but the yanqalibu has noon in the beginning. So that noon didn't count. So yajtanibu is a perfect match for yaqtaribu. Now we did iqtaraba, yaqtaribu, iqtiraban. Now we've got ijtanaba, yajtanibu, ijtinaban. Now you know how to convert that to the past tense and discover its masdar and discover its ism fa'il and all of it, right? These are all words used in the Quran, and they're not the only word used in the Quran. So sometimes you'll find in the Quran ijtanaba, the past tense. Sometimes you'll find yajtanibu or some version of that. Sometimes you'll find maybe the ism fa'il, right? Or sometimes you'll find the masdar. Now because of sarf, you can spot all of them. That's why we're doing sarf. So you didn't have to learn one of those words at a time. Once you know the family, any of its variations becomes familiar for you. This is what I said in the beginning of sarf. Hundreds of words no longer have to be learned one at a time. One family at a time gives you everything. Let's think about how many words this is. Ijtanaba, the first word, is actually huwa ijtanaba, huma ijtanaba, hum ijtanabu, hiya ijtanabat, huma ijtanabata, hunna ijtanabna, anta ijtanabta, antuma ijtanabtuma. You guys know this chart, right? So try to follow along with me. Antum ijtanabtum, anti ijtanabti, antuma ijtanabtuma, antunna ijtanabtunna, ana ijtanabtu, nahnu ijtanabna. That's 14 words. Huwa yajtanibu, huma yajtanibani, hum yajtanibuna, hiya tajtanibu, huma tajtanibani, hunna yajtanibna, anta tajtanibu, antuma tajtanibani, antum tajtanibuna, anti tajtanibina, antuma tajtanibani, antunna tajtanibna, ana ajtanibu, nahnu najtanibu. That's 28 words now. Ijtanaba yajtanibu ijtinaban, ijtinabun, ijtinaban, ijtinabin, ijtinabani, ijtinabaini, what am I doing? What chart is this? Un, an, in, ani, aini, aini.
Oh, this is the
Muslim chart.
Yeah.
Because it's an ism. But you can't use una, ina because ijtinab is an idea, not a person. So the plural column will be the feminine column. So it'll be ijtinabun, ijtinaban, ijtinabin, ijtinabani, ijtinabaini, ijtinabaini, ijtinabatun, ijtinabatin, ijtinabatin. That's how the masdar works, right? So that's another 9 words. That's already now 37 words. Then you've got mujtanibun, mujtaniban, mujtanibin, mujtanibani, mujtanibaini, mujtanibaini, mujtanibuna, mujtanibina, mujtanibina, mujtanibatun, mujtanibatan, mujtanibatin, mujtanibatani, mujtanibataini, mujtanibataini, mujtanibatun, mujtanibatin, mujtanibatin. That's another 18 words. So that's 55 words in one line. The second line is equal number of words. That makes it 110 words. Then you've got the al-amru minhu, ijtanib, like iqtarib, al-amru minhu, ijtanib. And that's anta iqtarib, anta ijtanib, antuma ijtaniba, antum ijtanibu. We haven't done the sarf kabir of that. I'll teach you that maybe today or tomorrow. Anti ijtanibi, antuma ijtaniba, antunna ijtanibna. Then la tajtanib, la tajtaniba, la tajtanibu, la tajtanibi, la tajtaniba, la tajtanibna. Then the dharf, another 9 words for the dharf. So it's mujtanabun, mujtanaban, mujtanabin, mujtanabani, mujtanabaini, mujtanabaini, mujtanabatun, mujtanabatin, mujtanabatin. That's another 9 words. What I'm saying is about 130 words, 140 words are coming out of one word. And any of those 140 words could occur in the Quran, and you didn't have to look up them separately because you know one family. So when someone says, what's the point of sarf? If you don't get this skill, then you're missing the point, right? And you're not able to connect words to each other. Oh, this word belongs to the same family, and I saw it be, the ism fa'il was used in that ayah, and the masdar is being used in this ayah. There must be a connection between those 2 words. Now you can draw connections between ayat because you're familiar with sarf. Yet you can also draw contrast between ayat and say, hey, Allah used the the nasara version here, and he used the iqtaraba version there of the same word. How come? Right? So this is what Quran studies is. Quran studies is comparison and contrast. So much of it is comparison and contrast. We're not able to do that if we don't know our sarf. Anyway, so ijtanaba, yajtanibu,
There's
ijtinab.
a question.
Of course.
So they said that they understand the benefit for knowing the Sof Kabir, like the past tense chart and the present tense chart and all that. But what is the benefit for knowing like which family it comes from?
So each today, inshallah, after your break, I'm going to start talking to you about the purpose and the role of each family and why that's such a big deal. So I spent a lot of energy just getting you to know the families, but I never got to tell you the job of each family. I mean, I barely told you a little bit about it, but I didn't dig deep into that. It's actually a deep study, the job of each family. Today, I'm going to try to give you kind of a basic overview of the job of each family. Okay. And you don't have to know this by heart immediately. Over time, when we get to it, there's a section in our studies called Fawaid as-Sarf or Fawaid Mawazin as-Sarf, meaning the benefit of each family of Sarf. What's the benefit of this family? What's the benefit of that family? Meaning when you take letters and put them in this family, what happens? Okay. That's actually where I was telling you there's this document. Those of you some of you are Arabs, so you should look this up. It's called جدول أوزان الأفعال جدول أوزان الأفعال الصرفية actually. Muhammad Shahriyan Najah is actually the Shahriyan Najah is the author. It's really good. It's just 16 pages, but it's got all the benefits of each family. But we have our own notes on that too, and how that works in the Quran. So I'm going to show you guys that stuff, inshallah. Other questions?
It's crazy how it's
Nope,
hard.
just that one.
That was it?
Yeah.
Okay. So tunafiqu, I'll walk you through this again. I want to get to the huwa version first. That's always my first step if I want to discover the family, right? So tunafiqu, I will reduce it to what? Yunafiqu. There's nothing extra at the end that I need to mess with. Yunafiqu sounds like yujahidu. So this is nafaqa, yunafiqu. You guys have trouble making the masdar, so I'll have you struggle making the masdars this time. Go ahead. Nafaqa, yunafiqu, then
nifaqatan.
so close. You're on the right track. What are the masdars that you're trying to compare this to?
Nifaqan.
Jahadatan.
No.
Is that a word?
Jahada yujahidu jihadan.
Oh.
Nifaqan.
No, say it. Maryam, say it. Jahada yujahidu.
Jahada yujahidu jihadan.
Jihadan wa.
Mujahadatan.
So it's good to say that out loud. Okay, I'm trying to make something that rhymes with jihadan wa mujahadatan with this. When you guys don't say it out loud, you guys come up with nafaqatatan. Okay?
Okay.
So what's the process? If you want to get the masdar right, go back to the masdar you did memorize. And what's that? Jahada yujahidu what? Jihadan wa mujahadatan. So the three letters are noon, fa, and qaf, right? Jihadan, nifaqan, mujahadatan, munafaqatan. The mu is extra.
Yeah.
So mujahadatan, munafaqatan. That's the way I want you to make a masdar. Because I can tell you guys have trouble making the masdar. That's because you're not slowing down and saying the masdar to yourself. Okay? So I'll have you struggle with the masdars each time because I want that skill to get better for you. Okay? Yatanaza'ani. The ani is extra, right? We already solved that part.
Yeah.
So it's yatanaza'u. It's already got a ya in the beginning. So we're good with that. Yatanaza'u. It's definitely not the first three families because it didn't start with an u.
Yeah.
It doesn't have, or I can tell that it's got an extra ta in there and an extra alif in there. Right? Yatasa'alu, yatanaza'u.
Oh yeah, yatanaza'u.
Right? And the three letters, because it's a big word, but the three letters my focus is on is na, za, a.
Yeah.
Right? So yatanaza'u is yatasa'alu, right?
Yeah.
Tasa'ala, yatasa'alu, and what? Tasa'ulan. So tanaza'a, yatanaza'u, and what's the third word? What was the word that you memorized?
Tasa'ulan.
So it starts with a ta already.
Tanazu'an.
Tanazu'an.
Oh, tanazu'an.
Tanazu'an. Like tasa'ulan.
Yeah.
Okay? Better this time. Tatadhaharuna.
You take the una away.
Good. Then what do we do? Maryam, then what do we do?
Take one of the ta away.
We don't take it away, we replace it with something.
Replace it with the yeah.
Yep. Yeah. Oh, pretty nice. Okay. So yatadhaharu. What's that?
Like yatadhaharu yatasa'alu.
Right. So what's the past tense then?
The past tense would be so yatasa'alu yatadhaharu.
No, the past tense, the first word, the madi.
Tasa'ala.
Right. Tadhahara.
Yatadhaharu. Tadhahuran.
Good. Maryam, did you get that?
Yeah.
Next one's on you.
Okay, that's fine.
You don't understand.
You were still processing it while he said it, but you were working on it. I can tell. I can hear your brain.
Is that a superpower you have?
It is. It is a superpower I have. When you teach long enough, you can hear a person's brain.
Really?
Yep.
That's cool.
Depends on where their eyes go. Depends on how they look at the word. Depends on how their mouth half moves. Like, so you can hear their brain. Yep. Yasta'dhinu.
You gotta take the. Oh,
You gotta get rid of the noon.
No, you don't.
You don't.
You gotta get rid of nothing.
Okay, so
Yest gives it away.
Yes.
The yest gives it away.
Yastaghfara. Yastaghfira.
Say the word. Say the family again. The whole family. Start over from the beginning for the family.
Istaghfara. Yastaghfiru.
Yastaghfiru. The struggle's over because you went to the beginning. You're right. Istaghfara, yastaghfiru, then what?
Istighfaran.
Now struggle through this whole thing.
Yes.
Maryam only. No whispers, no waswasa from you.
Ista'zinu.
What's the first word?
Yeah.
No. In the family that you memorize, what's the word?
Alif.
Say the word.
Istaghfara.
This has to rhyme with istaghfara.
Ista'zina.
So istaghfara rhymes with ista'zina.
Ista'zana.
Right.
Yeah.
You see what you did wrong?
Yeah.
And now I'm helping you see what you did wrong without showing you on paper. I want you to hear what you do right. Yeah?
Yeah.
So ista'zana. Good job.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And then yasta'zinu.
Excellent.
Ista'zanan.
Love it.
What are you doing over there?
He's studying Islam. Okay, so ista'dhana, yasta'dhinu, istidhan.
Yeah.
Excellently done. Very, very
I
good.
figured it out in my head.
Oh yeah? What about this one then?
Oh, this one doesn't have one.
Yeah, it does.
It does?
Just because you see a noon in the beginning doesn't mean that's not the noon in the beginning anyway. It's the second letter. Yan qalibu. In qalaba. It's not the first letter, it's the second letter.
Yeah, so nastak biru.
First thing.
You gotta check it out. You gotta turn the noon into a ya.
Okay.
So
Good.
yes takbiru.
Yes takbiru.
So this
sounds like
istakbiru istikbaran.
Okay, what's the past tense?
Oh, the past tense?
Right, because you know the whole Maldi, Mudari, then Masdar. Like, what family was this?
Yes takbiru.
What family? You said it. When you hear yast or ist.
Oh, like istaghfara?
Yeah.
Oh. Istakbara yastakbiru istikbaran.
Your brain is getting sulfified. I can tell both of you guys.
I just need like the first word, right? And then
yes.
I can like halfway do it.
No, you can full way do it. Yeah. You're just not following the process. The process is always say the Madi first, then the Mudari, then the Masdar.
Yeah.
Yeah? Tatarabbasani. How do I make this something I can recognize the family of?
You get rid of the noon and you
I'm gonna get rid of the elephant though. Ani.
Okay, yeah, and then you get rid of the ta and replace it with the ya.
Okay, then say it.
يتربص. يتربص. Is that, what is that?
Is it sukun?
Okay. يتربص.
يتربص.
Oh my God.
That's a dhamma.
Is that better?
Oh. يتربص.
Yes, because present tenses end with u.
Yeah.
Okay, يتربص, what family?
يتساءل.
Well, يتساءل has an alif. This one doesn't. It has an extra ta.
The family.
Huh?
Got the name.
That's okay. Struggle.
Okay.
Look, يتربص has an extra ta.
Yeah.
And has a shadda.
Mm-hmm.
You know, any family that has an extra. There's only two families that have an extra ta.
Yeah.
What are the two?
تساءل and تعلم.
Right. Does ta'allama have a shadda?
Yes. So
does this have a shadda?
Yeah.
What three letters are you going to do? So ta'allama will become.
تربص.
Yes, tarabbasa. Yes.
تربص. يتربص.
You're following the process. You're saying the masdar to yourself. Very good. That's what I want. You're saying the masdar to yourself. Yes.
تربوسا.
Brilliant. Give her a 5. I heard your brain and your whispers to yourself. Those were perfect. That's exactly what I want.
Mm-hmm.
You said, let me tell you, if you guys didn't hear those. And then she got tarabusan. Excellent. 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 Love it.
Is the mic sensitive?
No, but I am.
Okay.
Okay. Tumbitna. This is a hard one. Huwa yansuru, huma yansurani, hum yansuruna. Hiya tansuru, huma tansurani, hunna yansurna. Anta tansuru, antuma tansurani, antum tansuruna, anti tansurina, antuma tansurani, antunna. Tansurna means ta beginning, na ending.
Yeah.
This is a na ending.
Mm-hmm.
Ta beginning. This is the antunna version. So
Mm-hmm.
we're going to get rid of the na.
Okay.
When we get rid of the na, this ta doesn't have to be quiet anymore. He can actually have a sound again.
Mm-hmm.
So he can be ton bi
Su.
tu. It's a ta.
Oh, yeah. Sorry.
Ton bi tu. Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
But we don't want ta in the beginning. We want what?
Yeah.
So now we get yum bitu. Yum bitu. Okay?
Mm-hmm.
Yun bitu, but it sounds better to say what? Yum bitu.
Yum bitu.
So you'll see in Quran, it'll have like a little meme thingy on it. Right? Because it'll just sound, because N and B, n-b, it just sounds like
Yum.
So
Yum.
Yumbitu. Okay. Now Yumbitu, what family? Well, starts with a U, which means it can only be one of
Aslama family.
Aslama family. Give it away because the second letter has a sukun.
Yeah.
Yuslimu.
Mm-hmm.
Yumbitu.
Yeah.
So what's the first word then?
So
what's the madi?
Yambat.
The ya is part of the present tense. That doesn't come back to the past tense. What's the first word you're trying to rhyme it with?
Aslama.
Right, which starts with a.
Yeah.
So you got to start with a and forget about the ya. The ya is a present tense.
Oh, anbatu.
Ambata. Because it rhymes with
Aslama.
Right, ambata.
Ambata.
Yes.
Yumbitu.
Yes.
Imbatan.
Yes, ambata yumbitu imbatan. Brilliant. Okay, I think I'm comfortable with the level of recognition you guys have now. Mm-hmm. Did that help, that exercise of looking at a present tense, taking it back, then discovering the family? Because that's the skill that I'm going to need from you when we get deeper. I'm just going to quickly pass by the way, this is nasara. Mm-hmm. By the way, that's iqtaraba. Yeah. I'll just talk like that. And I expect you to know what that means when we get there. So that's why we're doing this exercise. So our Quran discussions become easier, mm-hmm. right? So, and sometimes the word is difficult because the family is not so obvious. So me as a teacher will say, I know it's not obvious to you, but this is iqtaraba. You're like, oh my God, that's iqtaraba. Okay. Right? So I need to have that for you so that you have an easier time recognizing it. Now, what we did, just to give you the thought process here behind this material, we looked at past tenses, right? Yeah. on the first couple of days. And now look in this material. Look, we did these, and then we took it back to the huwa version. Shujja'a become shajja'a, for example. And then this is further down. Let's go further up. So we did these, right? We've already marked them. So we've done these, right? So we did, this was past tense. And we did istaqbala, and then we did istaqbala, yastaqbilu, istiqbalan. In other words, I had you look at the past tense and then discover the family. Then yesterday, I had you look at the present tense and discover the family. Right? Because the Quran's not only going to give you past tenses and you have to discover the family. The Quran will give you past tense, or it will give you present tense. It will give you passive, it will give you active. It will give you madi mabni lil majhul, or it will give you what? What's the other one? Mudari' what? It will give you mudari' mabni lil majhul. The Quran can give you a masdar. The Quran can give you an ism fa'il. The Quran can give you an ism maf'ul. The Quran can give you al-amru minhu. The Quran can give you what else? An-nahyu anhu. The Quran can give you al-dharfu minhu. You got to recognize any of them and take it back to the family. But the two main ones are Madi and Mudari'. So we did Madi and Mudari'. Then we're going to look at Ism Fa'il and Ism Maf'ul. So I'm pairing them together. So the Madi, I said the past and past passive. Madi and Madi Mabni lil Majhul. We looked at those together. Then we looked at Mudari' and Mudari' Mabni lil Majhul. We bunched those together, right? Now we're going to look at Ism Fa'il and Ism Maf'ul together. So you guys see how they play off of each other. They have a relationship with each other. Right? And you get better at recognizing that relationship. Then we'll look at Amr and Nahi together. Then maybe we'll look at Dharf too, but Dharf is not as important for our recognition work. Right? But that's when we look at that, eventually, what do I want from you? When you spot a word, you know which one of these, what are your choices now? Remember when he said recognize a word? I said it could be ism, past tense, present tense, or fi'l. Remember that? By the time we're done with this, it's not going to be like that. You're going to be way better than that. You're going to say it could be Madi mabni lil majhul, Mudari' mabni lil majhul, or no, it could be Madi mabni lil majhul, Mudari' mabni lil majhul. It could be Masdar, it could be Ism Fa'il, it could be Ism Maf'ul, it could be Dharf, it could be Amr, it could be Nahi, it could be 10 things. You have a list in your head from the Sarf Saghir that we did. For each family, we memorized 10 words. You look at a word and say, does it belong to one of these 10 groups? Because those 10 words are 10 groups. The past tense is a group. The present tense is a group. The masdar is a group. The ism fa'il is a group. The ism maf'ul is a group, etc., right? So the skill is, I look at a word, I know which of the 10 gangs he belongs to and which family, which group within which family. And once I do that, I can identify so much about that word and play off of it. But inshallah, after the break, we'll change gears a little bit, and I'm going to talk to you about the purpose behind these families. Okay? So inshallah, enjoy your break. We'll come back in 10 minutes.
I'm so confused about this. Hold on.
Which one?
Oh, no, I'm not confused about this. I'm confused. Why is there a gap between this? So confusing. Because look, like, if you look, right?
Yeah.
It's not touching. This is like physics right here.
I don't know. Maybe the table isn't perfectly straight. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah.
I was going.
Take the requests if they have questions about specific ones, like somebody said 38, 39, Jawad, help answer them, inshallah.
All right. They were asking, a lot of people asking about how to get practice with the small families.
I'm ignoring that on purpose right now because that's a harder, laborious task, and we'll get there when we get there. Some things in it are easy, other things are hard, but I'll identify that when the time comes.
All right. How about on number 16?
Oh, now you're on, buddy.
Oh, okay. That's me. All right. Give me 1 second to open up my document. All right. So for those of you asking about number 16, Intashara, I think in the actual doc itself, the word that was given was tantashiruna or tantashirina. Okay. So when it comes to words like this, where it looks like it could be either family inqalaba or family iqtaraba, because it has the noon at the beginning and it has the ta in it. If it comes down to those two, then you got to kind of play the odds, unless you're actually looking it up. If you're not looking, if you're looking it up, then the dictionary will just tell you. But if you need to guess, then you should always guess iqtaraba, not inqalaba. Iqtaraba is the safe guess if you have to guess between iqtaraba and inqalaba. And that's true here. This is iqtaraba. The root is noon, sheen, ra. Abi Yusuf, we did do that today. Well, maybe not exactly with you, but it's not as important that we put ya with a dhamma, you specifically. It's the u sound. It can go on all of the letters of the present tense. So we can get you, we can get tu, we can get nu, and we can get u. Why did it start with nu? Because that was the nahnu version, Athia. Number two, nuqatilu is the nahnu version of yuqatilu. Qatala yuqatilu. Okay, so if you're given a word, for all the words in this table that we did today, you know that they are all present tense already. So once you see nuqatilu, you already know this is a present tense. Okay, that much you're given. Nuqatilu, remember, when we go through the present tense chart, the beginning letter can change. So for example, aslama yuslimu. We can also get tuslimu. We can also get nuslimu. We can also get uslimu. So you should already know about the anti acronym, right? We can get a hamza, noon, ya, or ta at the beginning. So if you see any of those, it's not a problem. Just relax and change it back to a ya. So now this is the huwa version. Yuqatilu. And now all you have to do is you have to compare it to your families. Aslama, Jahada, and Allama are the only families that start with U. All the other ones start with A at the beginning. So it has to be one of those three. Aslama it doesn't have an alif, so it can't be Aslama. Allama has a shadda. It can't be Allama. It has to be Jahada, yujahidu. Qatala, yuqatilu. Once you found which family it matches with, then you can get the rest of the chart like that. So now we know yuqatilu looks like yujahidu. So to get the past tense, we match qa, ta, and la. We put those letters into jahada, right? Qatala looks like jahada. Let me put jahada above this too, actually. You guys can see both of them at the same time. There you go. Jahada, qatala looks like jahada, and yuqatilu looks like yujahidu. So it matches. That means you can get the rest of the family from this. Qatala yuqatilu jihadan qitalan mujahadatan muqatalatan mujahidun muqatilun, and so on all the way to the end. That's how we go about finding the family, and it's going to be a slow process, and that's fine if it's a slow process. um, the longer or the more you do it, the better you'll become at it. Simab, we said 16 in tashara or was not in qalaba, because when it comes down to اقترب and انقلب. اقترب is more often the correct answer. How will recognizing the masdar help you find the mabni lil majhul? Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say I give you the word I'll do a little bit of a tough example. Actually, not that tough. Okay. Iltifatan. Iltifatan, this is a masdar, okay? Compare all the masdars that you already know. So, does this look like ta'liman? It definitely does not look like ta'liman. So it's not going to be the allama family. Does this look like jihadan or mujahadatan? No, it doesn't. Very clearly, it does not look like that. It's not going to be either of these. It's not jahada. Does this look like islaman? Nope. The E here on iltifatan does not have a hamza. The E on islaman does. And even if it wasn't for that, iltifatan has more letters than islaman does. So it's not aslama either. How about ta'alluman? Again, this one should be clear. There's a shadda, there's a dhamma. It's not going to be ta'alluman. Similar reasons. It's not going to be tasa'ulan either. So those two are out. All we're left with is 3 now. So now we can look inqilaban. Okay, it could be inqilaban. We'll keep that one up there. Iqtiraban. It could be iqtiraban too. We'll keep that one up there. What about istighfaran? It can't be istighfaran because we would need the ist. We don't have the ist. So now we're left with only 2. Inqilaban or iqtiraban. And at this point, you might have a little bit of trouble. But there's still, if you pay close attention, for inqilaban, you know this comes from inqalaba yanqalibu, and you know that inqalaba yanqalibu needs the noon. And even in the masdar, the noon is here. We don't see a noon in iltifata. So we can cross that one out too. And all we're left with is iqtiraban. And iqtiraban matches perfectly. We have the E at the beginning. We have the ta in the middle. So iltifatan is from the iqtaraba family. Now you know it's from the iqtaraba family, you can get the whole chart. Iqtaraba iltafata. Yaqtaribu yaltafitu. Iqtiraban iltifatan. فهو مقترب فهو ملتفت. Then you can get the majhul as well. اقترب التفت. That's ماضي مبني للمجهول. Then يقترب يلتفت. That's مضارع مبني للمجهول. مقترب multafatun, and that's the ism maf'ul. So that's how we go about it. That's how the masdar can help you get the rest of it. From the 8 big families, the masdar is probably one of the easiest ways to get the rest of the family. Because the masdars are pretty unique. Why didn't we consider number 20 to be iqtaraba? Because of the noon. Mishi, number 20 is not iqtaraba because we would need a noon. And sure, sometimes the ta becomes a ta, but that only happens in very, very specific cases. So that's not something you should rely on. It depends. It's not going to become a ta just for no reason. It's only going to become a ta if the letter before it is a certain letter. Not a certain letter, but it comes from a group of certain letters. Sad is one of those letters. If you see a sad, like in istabara, the reason that ta became a ta was because of the sad. So there are certain letters that make it a ta. It's not just going to become a ta. Can I go through the process of tajtanibuna? Process meaning, okay, I'll see what I can do. Tajtanibuna, we already know from the ta in the middle here, this cannot be anything other than the iqtaraba family. So iqtaraba yaqtaribu, we want to take this back to the yaqtaribu form. Actually, first, if you want to make it passive, let me do that first. Let's make it passive first. Then we'll go back and do this. So we see the ending, we want to leave that alone. We're not going to mess with the ending when it comes to passive. Ending always stays the same. The beginning will change to u, no matter what it is. And everything else that has a vowel, that vowel will become a. That's as simple as it is. Keep the ending the same, change the beginning to u, and then change everything else to a. So tajtanibuna becomes tujtanabuna. That's how we make the passive. Now, identifying the inside pronoun. Well, we know it's from the iqtaraba family. So, if we look at the iqtaraba family, we know the huwa form of the present tense is yaqtaribu. So we can do the chart and we can find out that way. Yaqtaribu, huma yaqtaribani, hum yaqtaribuna, hiya taqtaribu, huma taqtaribani, hunna yaqtaribna, anta taqtaribu, antuma taqtaribani, antum taqtaribuna, ta'una, taqtaribuna, tajtanibuna, antum. Or you can just remember, if you memorize the beginning ending patterns, you know ta'una always means antum. So that's two ways you can go about that. So the inside doer here is antum in tajtanibuna. If you want to take it back to the huwa form, then remember, the huwa form always starts with ya, not ta or a or na. So we would change this from ta to ya. And then we would take off the ending combination if there is one. We want just u at the end. We don't want una at the end. There we go. Yajtanibu, yaqtaribu. Now we have the huwa form, and now from there we can get the rest of the family too. I hope the process is opening up.
Okay, everyone. Bismillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Exciting stuff to teach you. Let's get started. Alima is the Sami'a family. Yeah?
Okay, yeah.
And the letters are Ain, Lam, and Mim. Yeah. Right? So we're going to keep those same letters. I'm going to put Alima in the A'lama family. That's the Aslama family. Yeah. Then I'm going to put it in the Allama family. Then I'm going to put it in the yeah, I won't put it in Alama, but I'll put it in Ta'allama family. Then I'll put it in the no, I'll put it in the Ista'lama family. Yeah. Okay. So I didn't put it in all the families. These are the families that I put it in for now. Okay. Now, Alima means he knew.
You knew?
Yeah. Let me just make that bigger. Okay, so he knew, and it can also mean why is my keyboard not? Oh, it was just thinking. Okay. Okay.
I think it's because you bullied the
mouse. He found out. He knew or he found out. Those are the meanings of Alima. Okay. When I take the same three letters and I put them in the A'lama family, the Aslama family, it means he informed. Okay. When I put them in the Allama family, it means he taught. Okay. And then when I put him in the Ta'allama family, it actually means he learned. And when I put it in the Ista'lama family, it actually means he tried to find out. Or it means he inquired, which is similar to he tried to find out, right? Yeah. Okay. So the letters Ain, Lam, Mim mean knowledge. Yeah. Each family has something to do with knowledge, right? Yeah. But the word knowledge has been transformed by the family and a new meaning has been created.
Yeah.
So let's try to understand what happened here. We will say that the small family is what you can call the base meaning. Now, what do I mean by the base meaning? Let's understand that, because that might be difficult for some of you, okay? Base meaning means it's the basic meaning of these three letters.
Yeah.
So when you want to know the basic meaning of a word of three letters, then you go to the small family. The small family, which we learned second, are actually the starting point, okay? So if you want to learn about, we did ikhtaraba, right? Ikhtaraba.
Yeah.
The three letters were qaf, ra, and ba.
Yeah.
So I would have to find which family it is from the 6 small families to get to the base meaning, okay? And because I have the vocabulary, it's actually qaruba yaqrubu. Qaruba yaqrubu, and there's also a qariba yaqrabu. There's 2 of them. Okay?
Yeah.
These are when I look these up in the dictionary, that'll give me the base meaning.
Yeah.
And when I take it to another family, another family, another family, another family, then that meaning is going to get changed.
Yeah.
But there's not 100% formula, but there's some formula on how that meaning is changed. So let's learn about that. First, let's see if we can discover the relationship between the small family and the aslama family. So which 2 am I comparing? The small family and the aslama family. Okay. In the small family, it could be that something is about you. And in the aslama family, it pushes the meaning to somebody else.
Yeah. The dantu, right?
No. Yeah, kind of like a dantu, yeah.
Okay.
So let me just give you a few examples. Alima, we just did alima and a'lama.
Yeah.
He knew. I don't know why it gets so small. He knew versus he informed. Now think about that for a moment.
Yeah.
Knowledge came to you when you say he knew.
Yeah.
But you gave knowledge to somebody else.
Yeah.
You pushed the knowledge over to somebody else when you informed.
Yeah.
So it was, in a sense, directed towards you in the small family, and it got pushed out to somebody else in the aslama families. Okay? So similarly, let's look at another one. Halaka, he died. Halaka means
He died.
Ahlaka means he killed. Why? Because you pushed the death to somebody else.
Yeah.
You made somebody else die. Right? So it pushed to somebody else. Similarly, jalasa means he sat.
Oh, I thought it was gonna be jealous.
No, jalasa is not jealous. Jalasa means he
Sat.
sat. And ajlasa means he seated. He seated meaning like I made you sit down. I seated you.
Yeah.
Right? So that would be ajlasa. Ajlasa. Similarly, in the Quran, you've got nazala. He came down.
Yeah.
So if I'm coming down the stairs, nazaltu, I came down from the stairs. But if I say anzala, is he brought down. So he didn't come down himself. He brought something else down.
Yeah.
If I came down the stairs, nazala. If I chucked the socks down the stairs, anzaltu socks. Okay? Right? So do you notice the pattern here? It was about yourself, and then it became about the other. Then it was about yourself, then it became about the other. That's one way to compare, not the only way. And I know I'm going to get this email. Does that mean this will always happen in the Arabic between the 3 family and the Aslam? No, this happens many times. This is not always. Yeah. This is not always. By the way, this is code. So I don't know if you can do emojis on the keyboard. I don't think you can. You know that emoji when let me show you this emoji. If you send me an email and I send you an email back with just an emoji, and the emoji is this one. You know the eyes are flat and the mouth is flat?
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? That means I covered it in class and you weren't paying attention, so go back and listen. Yeah.
I think if you hold the Windows key and press period, it brings up emojis.
Oh, really?
UJ is just like intelligent with this.
Wait,
technology.
say that again. The Windows key and what?
Hold the Windows key and press period.
What?
UJ, how did you?
UJ! It's none of these. These are not for teaching. These are for people who have no life.
No, it said you can pick more.
Where?
Go down. Right, look, see the emoji button. Yeah. Go more down, I think.
There's no more down.
There's also like, look, see? By the time thing, the blue thing.
The blue thing? Oh, yeah?
Yeah, right there.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, see?
This, if you get this from me in an email,
you've messed up.
That means we covered it in class.
Mm-hmm.
What you might also find is this, and now we'll say today.
Really?
No, I won't say really. This already says really.
Oh, okay.
So I don't need to waste my finger keyboard. But my God. I'll say today. That means we talked about this today.
Yeah.
If I say 2 days ago, that means we already talked about this 2 days ago.
Yeah.
If I say intensive 1, then go back and watch some recordings.
Yeah.
Got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Because I'm going to get this question. Ustad, you said today that every time and then you guys accuse me so much. You said today that the 3-letter family, when you put it in aslama, this always happens. Yeah. I did not say this. Mm-hmm. I said it can happen. Yeah. Here are some examples of when it does happen. Mm-hmm. Where did you get the always? And you slap me with the always, and I have to like dig out of the hole and defend myself. No, that's not what I said. Yeah. And then you get questions like this one. I got this one. And this is to make you feel bad, also, and to encourage you to ask questions. Because I love asking your questions. Also, I love making that face. Mm-hmm. So somebody said, Ustad, I don't understand why something cannot be from the Jahadun family. Mm-hmm. And I'm looking at this question like, clearly, Ustad, this is not from the Jahadun family. And I'm like,
is Jahadun in a family?
Yeah, you taught us the Jahadun family and it doesn't match. And I was like, really? I taught you the Jahadun family.
Is it actually a family? I know it's not what we learned, but is it a family?
No, because if it was a family, I would have taught it to you.
Oh, okay.
This is just a word you made up. And then it doesn't match the word you made up. And now you say, I didn't teach this to you. I said Jahada. And I said Mujahidun. Ism fa'il. Mm-hmm. Right?
Yeah.
I never said Jahadun.
Yeah.
I didn't.
Occurred, yeah.
Okay. So anyway. Mm-hmm. So 3-letter families, it could be from any of the 6, by the way. It could be the Fataha Yaftahu, it could be Daraba Yadribu, it could be Nasara Yansuru, it could be Sami'a Yasma'u, etc. That doesn't matter. But if it's a 3-letter family, then a lot of times the 3-letter version, when you bring it to the Aslama family, the meaning gets extra transitive. What does transitive mean? The effect is on somebody else. Mm-hmm. The effect is being pushed to somebody else. Okay? So Sami'a is a really cool example. Sami'a means he heard, right? And asma'a means he made somebody listen. And the somebody is not mentioned, but you have to have a detail. Asma'aka, he made you listen. Yeah. Asma'ani, he made me listen. Mm-hmm. So he's not listening, he's making someone else listen. Yeah. Okay? Similarly, qatala means he killed. He killed. Mm-hmm. But aqtala means he got someone killed. Yeah. Like he caused somebody to be killed. Mm-hmm. He didn't do the killing himself. Yeah. He paid somebody to do it or whatever. No, he got somebody killed. That's aqtala. So it pushes the meaning out. Is that concept generally clear?
Asad, can you hide the StreamYard is sharing your screen?
I don't know. If I hide it, is that going to hide the screen? It's still working. Oh my God, all this time. All these months. You've never said anything. We could have.
It's been bothering me for like 2 intensives now.
2 intensives. Wow. And I was almost going around it. Like, okay, sort of. Okay, good. I'll take sort of. Let's take can't do that one. Okay. Fahima, he understood. Afhama, he made somebody understand. and the somebody is not mentioned, but he made some XYZ understand. Afhamani, he made me understand. Okay, but fahima, the understanding is applied to myself. Okay. Sha'ara, he felt. He felt.
Yeah.
Ash'ara, he made someone feel.
What is he doing? I don't understand this.
I don't understand either. He made someone feel. Okay, so that's one effect of the comparison between the small family and then the Aslama family. Okay, so that's one role that the Aslama family plays. Okay, now let's talk about Aslama versus Allama. Aslama versus Allama. So there are multiple comparisons. So one family is not doing one thing, one family is doing multiple things. And a lot of ways you can understand what the family is doing is by studying the comparisons. Okay? Ash'arani saghiran. I don't know what that means. Oh, okay. They made me feel small.
I thought felt like falling. What?
No, Aslama doesn't make passive. Aslama actually does the opposite of passive. It makes something uber transitive. It pushes the effect onto somebody else. Passive means you don't know who did it. Passive makes the doer a mystery. So now let's try Aslama. So Salima actually means he was safe.
Yeah.
Aslama can actually mean he made someone safe. That's one of its meanings.
Yeah.
Another meaning has nothing to do with Salima. It actually means he surrendered. And these are two totally different meanings. What I'm telling you is sometimes a word from one family can mean totally different things too. So one meaning of Aslama is he made somebody safe, and the other meaning is he surrendered entirely.
Yeah.
Okay? Now, let's talk about this. Aslama. Yeah, we know that. When I say Aslama, I'm talking about the entire family, right?
Yeah.
So Aslama versus Sallama. Aslama versus Sallama. This can mean, Aslama can mean he surrendered. And Sallama can mean he totally surrendered. Okay?
Yeah.
So one of the things that Allama family can do that with the Aslama family, and it can also do that with the small families. So for example, Qatala, which is a small family, means he killed. Yeah? Qattala is he massacred. The shadda intensifies the word.
Yeah.
So whatever act it was, it becomes really intense.
Yeah.
Okay? Shadda is when you double a letter, right? So scholars of Balagha also argue that the shadda can have the effect in these families that have shadda. The shadda can have the effect of talking about something happening multiple times, just like the letter is happening multiple times.
Yeah.
Right? So killing and then killing and then killing and then killing becomes massacring.
Yeah.
Okay? So the same way, dhabaha is he slaughtered.
Slaughtered an animal?
Slaughtered an animal, yeah. Dhabaha is he, again, massacred and slaughtered at large scale. This is the word used for the Pharaoh when he was slaughtering the children of the Israelites. He was committing genocide. So dhabaha can even mean he committed genocide.
Yeah.
Like killing hundreds of thousands of people. Okay? So the shadda can do that. So similarly, aghlaqa, he locked, like to lock the door, right? And ghallaqa can mean he locked, he totally locked. Like it's intensifying it.
Yeah.
It can also mean there were lots of locks because the shadda is repetitive. So he locked all the latches, all the doors. That's the word used for Yusuf's Yusuf Hisam's story. Anyway, come back to this. A'lama, he informed. I'll really use your mind for this one. And allama, he taught. Now, when you inform someone, like if I just informed you it's cold outside, did that take a long time? No. And you didn't have to say, I don't understand. Explain it to me again. No, I said it's cold outside, bro. It's done.
Yeah.
But if I say, hey, I want to teach you about the different benefits of the 8 families, I can't just inform you. I have to what?
Teach me.
I have to inform you, then inform you, then inform you, then inform you, then ask you, then inform you again, then inform you again, then inform you, inform you. And that keep on informing for 3 hours becomes what? Teaching.
Yeah.
The shadda has repetition, right? And the repetition creates informing and informing and informing and informing, and that together becomes what? Teaching.
Teaching, yeah.
So the multiplicity of the act of informing is captured in the shadda, and that's the fundamental component of teaching, repeating yourself.
Yeah.
And that the philosophy of teaching is captured inside the allama family, and it's pretty cool that the Arabs use that word for teaching.
Yeah.
Right? So the sarf of it is telling us a lot about how they think about teaching and actually how teaching in fact works. Okay.
Are you gonna do some Quran now or not?
You want to? You want to? You want
I
to?
mean, yeah.
Okay.
And it's fun.
It is fun, isn't it?
Yeah.
What should we do today?
It's like we should just do like a random surah. Like we just get a book.
Okay, I'll show you one random one. This one's pretty cool.
Good.
Nothing's random, but this one's. Let me open it up. Surah Al-Ahzab.
Okay.
This is about the literal and the literary, but I'll show you something neat.
Okay.
I can't turn Quran requests down. You gotta do something. Surah Al-Ahzab.
Somebody asked a question a couple of days ago about a Quran question.
What's that?
It was in Surah Al-Nahl and Surah Al-Mu'minun. There's like a very similar ayah. وَإِنَّ لَكُمْ فِي الْأَنْعَامِ لَعِبْرَةً تَسْقِيكُم مِّمَّا فِي بُطُونِهِ in Nahl and فِي بُطُونِهَا in Al-Mu'minun. And what the difference was.
That's a deep one. We'll do that later. Okay, I'm gonna do this one first today. My mind's already here, but yeah, I'll certainly keep that one in mind. Okay, there's a big context to this statement, but ja'ala means he made.
Yeah.
Ja'ala means
he
made, and the word Allah is the outside doer. So not he made, Allah made.
Yeah.
Allah made. Okay, the ma means not at all. Ma means what? Not at all. What did ja'ala mean?
He made.
And what does ja'ala Allahu mean?
He made.
No, ja'ala Allahu.
Oh, Allah made.
Allah made. Allah didn't make at all. Allah didn't make at all. Li rajulin, for any man. Allah didn't make at all for any man. Now, what did Allah not make at all for any man? Min qalbayni, any possibility of 2 hearts. Qalbayni, qalbun, qalban, qalbin, qalbani, qalbayni. So the qalbayni is actually a pair.
Yeah.
Allah didn't make for any man the possibility of 2 hearts. Fi jawfihi, in his body. Okay, in his body. Now, some people looked at this ayah and said, how come Allah talked about men? How come Allah didn't talk about who? Women.
Yeah.
And first of all, let's understand what he means by 2 hearts.
You did read my mind. I was thinking about that.
Right?
Yeah.
So, he says he didn't put 2 hearts inside of any man. And what he's saying is that you can't love someone and not love someone at the same time. You can't hate someone and love someone at the same time. You can't have you can't have faith and hypocrisy at the same time. At the end of the day, Allah didn't give you 2 hearts. He only gave you one heart. You can't say one part of my heart is for good and the other part of my heart is for bad. Allah said, no, I didn't give you 2 hearts. I only gave you 1 heart.
Yeah.
Right. So that's a pretty straightforward thing to read. But it's interesting the way Allah said it. Because first of all, he used the word man.
Yeah.
And this is also talking about marriage and things like that, the context of it. I can't wait to do Surah Al-Ahzab one day. It's one of the most different surahs of the Quran. It's almost intimidating for me to study Surah Al-Ahzab. So I've been putting it off. I'll do it later. But I've studied it, but I want in a deeper study, that's going to be a project. Maybe a year, maybe 2 years it'll take.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a big surah?
It's a big surah, yeah. It's a big surah. It's a heavy surah.
Yeah.
Those
are like the best though.
Oh yeah. Like Surah Yusuf was just awesome.
Yeah.
I loved it. I mean, I'm not done with it, but still, it's been awesome. Anyway, so fi jawfihi is interesting. Jawf. Let me draw this for you on our PDF so that you appreciate what a jawf is. I don't know what happened to my keyboard. I think I lost my keyboard. Battery died? No, it's responding slowly. See? It's responding.
I think it's just because, like, you threw the mouse up and, like, the mouse is like, oh, you want to do that to me now, huh?
So I'm going to, this is a,
I'm trying to match it to my level, huh?
No.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
This part is the jawf.
Okay.
The torso.
Mm-hmm.
So our extremities are coming out of our jawf.
Mm-hmm.
So the neck comes out of it, the hands come out of it, the legs come out of it. So the middle part of our body, the torso, that's called the jawf.
Yeah.
Okay. So Allah says Allah did not put two hearts inside of any man's jawf. Fi jawfihi, in his jawf. Okay. Which is pretty cool because Allah is speaking figuratively, but even literally, eventually a woman can get pregnant. And when she has a baby, it's inside her jawf.
Yeah.
And when it's inside her jawf, she can have two hearts inside.
Yeah.
So sometimes a woman can actually have two hearts inside of her.
Yeah.
And it's also pretty interesting that when she has two hearts inside of her, then a husband can feel like he doesn't exist anymore. Because it's like she can actually literally have two. No, I love you, but right now you don't exist. It's my baby. Kind of that can happen for a woman. It's completely fine.
Yeah.
So she can, in that sense, even have two hearts. So, but it's pretty cool that the literal language "Ma ja'ala Allahu min rajulin fi qalbayni fi jawfihi" has that little bit of a subtle thingamajigger in there. Okay, so that was a Quran thing. Let's do another Quran thing.
Yeah.
Why not?
Why not? We still got time.
Yeah, I wrote a book about it.
You did?
Yeah, but should I do one thing from the book? I'll show you something else.
I mean, if you want to. That's actually like super interesting. I would have never thought about that. That's just like really. That's just wisdom right there.
Which one should I tell you?
How dare you disrespect my neck?
Okay, we talked about rhymes before, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Quran has a lot of rhymes in it.
Oh yeah, it does.
We did Surah Maryam, didn't we?
Yeah, we did Maryam, and then
we did Naba also.
Yeah, Naba.
Okay, let me show you something else from Naba. That's gonna be really cool. I think you'll like it. Surah Naba.
Oh, you're
way too far down.
Yeah. There you go.
Stop.
عما يتساءلون عن النبأ.
That's Surah Naba?
Yes.
Okay. I supposed to memorize that. I think. Yeah.
You skipped like a whole ayah.
Yeah.
Oh, you're deleting it.
Yeah. ألم نجعل الأرض مهادا والجبال أوتادا وخلقناكم أزواجا وجعلنا نومكم سباتا وجعلنا الليل لباسا وجعلنا النهار معاشا وبنينا فوقكم سبعا شدادا وجعلنا سراجا وهاجا. Okay.
I showed my dad like the rhymes in Surah Naba because like whenever we did it, I was like, hey, look, this is your favorite student. Look, all the rhymes, and it breaks here, and like it starts to rhyme again, and it was like
that's so cool.
Yeah.
He must have been happy. Okay, now look. Makes something into a question.
Yeah.
Lam is a word we learned. It's the lightest harf. So let me zoom in on the first ayah so I can show you some of the Arabic that's going on, right? So lam is the lightest harf, right? Now naj'al is supposed to be naj'al with a sukoon because lam makes it lightest. So naj'alu is normal, naj'ala is light, and naj'al is lightest. And the noon beginning tells you it's we, right? Because ya beginning would tell you it's he. The reason there's a kasra on it is because you don't say naj'al al-arda.
Yeah.
So you say what instead? You want to connect the two, and what's the Arab convenience of connecting the two? Naj'alil arda. It's actually not a kasra. Arab students know it's supposed to be a sukoon, and it's only a kasra for convenience. So the haraka of grammar is something else, and the haraka of pronunciation is something else. And the Arabic student knows the difference. Okay, so alam naj'al al-arda, did we not make the earth mihadan, into a cradle, something that hugs you, something that's comforting. Wal jibala, and then notice the earth is detail, nasab, and jibala is also nasab, and autada is also nasab, because there, didn't we make the earth? Didn't we make what? The earth made the earth what? A mihad. So details. Wal jibala, didn't we make the mountains? Autada, into pegs. Now, when this surah was revealed, the Arabs were out in the desert, right? The desert of Hijaz is like endless. Far away, you see mountains and rocks, and pretty much you see sand.
It was just,
right?
It's desert.
Right. So now, when Allah says, "Didn't I make the earth, laid out for you?" They could see the desert, right? And then the distance, what do they see? Mountains. And the rocks, especially in Mecca, they see the mountains, right? Wal jibala utada. Wa khalaqnakum, and we created all of you azwajan, in pairs. We created all of you in pairs. So let's go back. We talked about the earth, or really the land, and then we talked about mountains, wal jibala, and then we talked about man and woman, right? Wa khalaqnakum, man and woman was made in pairs, right? And then he says, وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا, and your sleep. We made, جَعَلْنَا, by the way, هُوَ جَعَلَهُ مَا جَعَلَهُمْ جَعَلُوا, all the way down to أَنَا جَعَلْتُ نَحْنُ جَعَلْنَا. So we made, what did we make? نَوْمَكُمْ, that's a mudaf ilayh. Nawm means sleep. Nawmakum means y'all's sleep. And we made y'all's sleep. Subatan, a cutoff. We made y'all sleep a cutoff. So whatever fight you're having got cut off. Whatever movie you're watching got cut off. Whatever homework you're doing got cut off. Your life got cut off when you're sleeping. And then your life continues when you wake up. But while you're sleeping, nothing that was going on in your life is continuing. It's all what? Cut off. Okay? Sleep is a cutoff. Right? Or is a taking too much space, so I'll put an equal sign here. Okay. وَجَعَلْنَا, we just did ja'alna. We made. Al-layla means the night. So we made the night. What did we make the night? Libasan, clothing. Night equals clothing. وَجَعَلْنَا النَّهَارَ مَعَاشًا, and we made the day is again in detail. The day equals life, or even livelihood, actually. Livelihood meaning go earn work, go get the house fixed, go do the groceries. That's all ma'ash. Okay. Waban, meaning we made the night into a clothing, meaning it's like a blanket that takes over the sky, so you can go to sleep, just like you turn the lights off inside your room. Allah turns the lights off on the planet. Right. So you can relax. And just like there's a comfort of a blanket when you go to sleep, and your little bunny, right? And your teddy that you hug, your panda.
I have a teddy bear right next to me.
So yeah, me too. So that is your libas, and Allah said the entire sky I made into a libas. And then the day is the time. I make the day a time you can get work done and you can live your life. وَبَنَيْنَا, and we built. فَوْقَكُمْ, fawqa is a special mudaf. Page 22. We built above you. Sab'an, 7. Shidadan, intense ones. 7 intense ones. This is actually talking about the 7 skies. Okay. وَجَعَلْنَا سِرَاجًا وَهَّاجًا, and we made a lamp that burns bright. The sun. Okay, so Allah talked about a few things here, right? And I'm zooming out a little so you can see the whole thing. Well, even now it's not fitting. Okay. We started with the earth, land, then we went to the mountains, then we went to man and woman, then we went to sleep, then we went to night and clothing, then we went to days and livelihood, then we went to 7 skies, then we went to the sun. Now let's observe some things. The earth is this huge landscape. And then something sticks out in the landscape. What's the thing that sticks out in the landscape? and for the Arab, when they're looking out in the land, everything looks wide and expansive, and something pops out.
The mountains.
The mountains, right?
Mhm.
So basically, Allah started with something very vast,
Mhm.
and then He highlighted something that sticks out, right?
Mhm.
Over here, He highlighted something very vast,
Mhm.
and then something that sticks out. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
When you look up, you see skies, which are very vast.
Mhm.
And then one thing sticks out in the daytime for the desert Arab. What's that?
Clouds.
No, they don't see no cloud. They're desert Arabs. What did Allah say? And we made a what?
Oh, sun.
Oh, so He starts it,
Mhm.
He ends it with this vast view,
Mhm.
and then one thing that sticks out.
Yeah, sun.
The sun,
Mhm. The
right?
burning.
So the earth and its prominent feature, the
Sun.
mountain,
Mhm.
and then the sky and its prominent feature, the sun.
Sun. Yeah.
Okay,
Mhm.
which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Now, then He says, and by the way, the land, He called it mihad. Mihad is a word used for the cradle,
Mhm.
which is the comfort of a mother.
Oh, okay.
Okay, a
Mhm.
mother. And mountains in Arabic poetry and in literature also,
Mhm.
sometimes men who carried a lot of responsibility
Mhm.
were also called mountains.
Mountains,
So even though the earth is being
Mhm.
called expansive, and by the way, the
Yeah.
earth gives life, produces life, gives
Mhm.
comfort,
Yeah.
right? And that's the role of the mother, and that's
Mhm.
the role of the wife also.
Yeah.
And the men's responsibility was to take hold of the family and carry out their responsibilities and be pillars in the family
Mhm.
and hold them down and like the pegs of a tent. And so literally the mountains were made into tents. So it's kind of it's called in literature an illusory reference, meaning an indirect reference to men and women. But speaking of men and women, وَخَلَقْنَاكُمْ أَزْوَاجًا, we made you into what?
Two pairs.
Man and
Woman.
woman. Okay, so now there's man versus woman, and they're two different creatures, right?
Yeah. I see what you mean.
Man and woman are so different. They're like night and day.
Mhm.
Man, woman,
Mhm.
and what's on the other side? Night
Night
and
and
day.
day. Mhm.
So what are you noticing? There's always two things together,
Yeah.
right? And they contrast with each other. So you've got land and mountains, and what's the contrast? Sky and sun,
Yeah.
right?
Mhm.
So the view on earth and the view in the sky,
Yeah.
right? Then you've got man and woman, and you've got night and day.
Day.
It's also interesting that the word libas is only used in the Quran one other place, and that's when a husband is libas for the wife and the wife is libas for the husband, and now they're being contrasted against each other. And when He talks about the night, he calls the night libas and the day ma'ash. And for people that are married, they have two basic roles in their marriage. One is they cover for each other and they comfort each other, right? That's one role. And the other role is they have to fulfill responsibilities. They have to run the household, take care of the kids, provide for the finances, all of that stuff, right? They have to share responsibilities, do the laundry, do the groceries, pay the taxes, whatever, right? So it's interesting. Allah says He made you into pairs, and then you're like night and day, but night has a role and day has a role. And the night's role is comfort, and the day's role is to get livelihood, which is exactly the role that men and women have to play for each other. Right? So there's a really interesting contrast between those two also. I'm skipping a lot, but you're getting the point, right?
Yeah.
But now notice everything was paired, right? So land was paired with sky, mountain was paired with sun, man, women were paired with night and day, right?
Yeah.
But then in the middle, you've got this. وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا. And I don't know why this is turning into the German flag.
Oh.
But
This is like the Bena thing too, right?
a little bit.
Right.
So I can't help myself. So وَجَعَلْنَا نَوْمَكُمْ سُبَاتًا. We made your sleep into a cutoff. Now the thing is, if Allah talked about sleep, this is the part I really need you to pay attention to. If Allah talked about sleep, you would expect He would also talk about what? If everything is paired, man is paired with woman, night is paired with day, right? Sky is paired with earth. Then sleep should be paired with what?
Dreams.
Contrast. Sky, earth, man, woman, night, day, sleep.
Staying awake.
Waking up.
Yeah.
Right? So He could have said He made your sleep a cutoff, and He made your waking up the continuation of your something. He could have said something about waking up.
Yeah.
But that's the one thing He didn't pair. Did you guys notice that?
Yeah.
Like everything else in this passage has been paired, And the one thing that hasn't been paired is coming back to life, coming back to being awake. Now, before I tell you the beautiful, like, sort of coming together of this concept, I want you to know how Allah teaches us about sleep. What Allah says about sleep. Allah calls sleep, through the Prophet's words and alluded in the Quran, Allah calls sleep a kind of death. So every night we die. And every morning we're born again. Okay? Alhamdulillah alladhi ahyana ba'da ma amatana wa ilayhi an-nushur. Alhamdulillah, the one who gave us life after he had given us death. We don't say Alhamdulillah, the one who woke us up after he put us to sleep. We don't say that. We say Alhamdulillah, the one who gave us life after he had given us death. Allahu yatawaffal anfus hina mautiha. Allah takes the selves at the time of their death, but actually even fi manamiha, in the same ayah, in their sleep also. Okay? So sleep is kind of like what? Death. And then waking up is kind of like being brought back to life. Right? You with me so far? Everybody with me so far? So sleeping is like death, and being waking up is like being brought back to life, right? Now, could you tell, is it obvious that sky could be contrasted with earth? Yeah. Is it obvious that man would be contrasted with woman? Yeah. Is it obvious that day would be contrasted with night? Right. And it should be just as obvious that, listen carefully now, it should be just as obvious that death should be contrasted with being brought back to life. Yes? Just like here, sleep should be contrasted with waking up. It should be an obvious thing. So Allah is telling us in this passage that being brought back to life is so obvious. It's as obvious as night and day, sky and earth, man and woman, right? Just like those two go hand in hand, the same way, and sleeping and waking up, the waking up part is so obvious, I don't even have to say it. This is the part that I wanted to say, you can reach that conclusion by yourself, can't you? Yes? What surah is this?
Naba.
Listen to Surah Al-Naba. عَمَّا يَتَسَاءَلُونَ. What are they asking about? عَنِ النَّبَإِ الْعَظِيمِ. About the great news, Judgment Day. الَّذِي هُمْ فِيهِ يَخْتَلِفُونَ. The one that they're all in disagreement about. كَلَّا سَيَعْلَمُونَ. No, soon they will know. No, soon they will know. Meaning they will know Judgment Day, but wait, they should already know, because it should be obvious to them, shouldn't it? And Allah answered the question, how do you know there's a Judgment Day? How do you know we're going to be brought back to life? Allah so beautifully answered that question without answering it.
Oh, it was like a rhetorical question.
He structured this argument in a way that a person who thinks about reading this says, oh, it's that obvious. We're asking something where people are questioning something that is that obvious that you can naturally come to that conclusion. The waking up after going to sleep is actually the entire purpose of this surah. The whole point of this surah was to teach you about the day when you and I are going to wake up. And that's the way that Allah made us think. How can that not be obvious to you? Is by way of this beautiful passage. You guys see that? So the Quran makes these really sophisticated arguments, really beautiful arguments. When you contemplate them, man, you're like, whoa. And look at how this was put in the center, right? Like everything else is circling around it. The earth and the sky are circling around it. Men and women and night and day are circling around it, right? And in the middle of it is your sleep is cut off. Why? Because the heart of the surah, the purpose of the surah is actually this. You are going to die. It will cut you off, and then I'll wake you back up. Okay, so that was a little bit of Quran for you for the day.
That was amazing.
Alhamdulillah. That's the kind of thing, inshallah, we're going to study more and more. That's another literary. Remember I said Quran Quran as literature,
Mm-hmm.
and we did a little bit of iltifat. Today we did a little bit of passage structure in the Quran.
Yeah.
How things come together in the Quran, how arguments are made in the Quran. People don't pay attention to these things sometimes, or maybe forget about people. You and I don't pay attention to these things sometimes, and we think that the Quran is, just I know what it says. Yeah, no. It needs a lot of thought. Allah demands that we put time and effort into thinking about what He's saying, and that's really what I'm hoping that all of us, inshallah, develop in ourselves. So this is great. Tomorrow we're gonna do ism fa'il, ism maf'ul, and I might even maybe I'll do ism fa'il, ism maf'ul later because that's easy, and because you've done the present tense, so that's actually kind of super easy. Tomorrow I'm gonna focus on commanding and forbidding. Okay, we're gonna kind of build that part of ourselves. We've done very little of that, so I'll pay more attention to that, inshallah ta'ala, tomorrow. But we're nearing our final intensive, guys. Life is about to go back to normal.
It is.
Yeah, some people asked about the schedule. Basically, it's going to be 5 days a week. I can't promise you that the session will be 1 hour long. I think it might be an hour and a half long, most likely.
Same time.
Yeah, well, this is 2 hours right now, but that'll be hour and a half, and it will be 5 days a week. Starting point will be the same. Ending point might be 30 minutes sooner than this, and it'll go from Monday to Friday, inshallah. That'll be the pace. That'll be the format. We're gonna use the Bayna Dream textbook and follow the textbook now. So instead of handouts, one at a time, you'll have the entire textbook.
Yeah.
And I'll just get our staff here to print you guys a copy of those. That's pretty massive, so I recommend not printing it if you don't have to. If you can use it off of your iPads or whatever devices, that's better. And then maybe you can print 1 or 2 pages, the ones you need, kind of thing, because you guys are learning online, so I'm not doubtful that you don't have access to computers and things like that, but because it's a lot of pages, it's actually pretty thick.
It is.
Yeah, it's big. But what that's going to do is we're going to go back to the 4 properties of the ism and the 5 fragments and the invisible is and all of that, but this time we'll go back to it deeper. This time is actually the 3rd time we're going through it, and we're going to go through it like a textbook style.
Yeah.
Right. So it's going to actually be where a lot of your unanswered questions are going to get answered, and all of that stuff will get reviewed automatically. And now you're learning it university style. So we're done with the elementary school style, and we're going to enter the university style. I'll keep things simple still, inshallah. That's my promise to you.
Yeah. We skipped middle school and high school, guys.
Yeah, straight to the PhD program.
Yeah, straight up. That's how advanced
yeah, and what I want to do is I'll give you guys a heads up. I know that many of you are trying to organize your calendars around this. If there is a break coming, I will give you notice 3-4 weeks in advance. Now, because of COVID, a lot of scheduling, things have been turned upside down. So I don't know what the holidays, schedule will look like. I will kind of double check and make sure, and before this intensive is over, I'll lay out the calendar for the next couple of months. So at least for a couple of months we have clarity, everybody. Even though there's a tentative calendar already online, I just want to confirm it again and then make sure everybody's aware of that. I will also say that on some days, some weeks, I might feel the need, because I get itchy sometimes, I might feel the need to do extra sessions that are not Arabic, that are extracurricular. So there's some Quranic studies thing, or there's some other kind of side lesson thing that I want to make sure that we do that week. So that might happen. I'm not guaranteeing that that's going to happen, but I'm leaving the door open for that. But at least 5 days, we're going to stay regular with it, inshallah.
Wait, so how would it work? Because we have 4 days off after this, right?
Yeah, 4 days off. We start on Friday. And then from Friday will be our first session. We'll have the weekend off, and we'll...
Oh, okay.
So Friday we'll just get together, kind of get orientation kind of Friday. And then Monday onwards, we start official classes. And then the I think Huda is pretty much ready to go, right? We're doing a trial run with it soon. Right, Jawad? I mean, I got a notification today that we're doing a trial run, so inshallah.
The first time ever, like after I got the app, it gave me notifications.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was like, we're going live right now for Sajwad.
Oh, okay. Very cool.
Oh, really? Yeah, I mean, I didn't get any notification for a trial run, but do I need to keep my schedule open?
For the extracurriculars, no. But for the main sessions, obviously, inshallah.
Yeah.
But for the for the trial session, I'll let you know today. I think sometime today.
Somebody's asking.
Inshallah.
Did you even spell poster correctly?
Poster, Jawad, poster. We got to talk about the poster today, okay? Because
I sent you all the ones that I liked this morning.
this morning.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay, that's good. I'll look at it today. Inshallah. Inshallah. Okay. Barakallahu li wa lakum. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum, guys. Love ya.
Evil